Welcome back to another Canon Flash recap. Today we're looking at the mid-season finale. So I don't want to waste too much time. I thought this episode was really kind of trash and all over the place. And I was going to, talk crap real quick and be out. But the ending of that episode. So let's just focus most of the time on that. The main part of the episode was just all over the place. And the whole storyline with Killer Frost and this villain with the metal, I don't like any of it. It's annoying. She's annoying because she doesn't make any sense. Like, she talks so much for a villain, like she's trying to hang out with them. And it's annoying. And it just doesn't fit. And so the whole thing with, I shot this dude in the neck and I need you to save him. That was weird. Didn't even make sense. I don't know. I just thought that whole storyline was forced so they can set up this whole, Iris has to make a choice between Barry and Killer Frost, or Caitlin, sorry. So that was kind of annoying. The whole thing with Ralph making, Caitlin upset because they like Killer Frost. Like, there's so much all over the place. Like, even Barry getting captured by DeVoe just out of left field. And it all feels weird coming off the crossover. Cause all this is just like, man, we just dealt with some crazy stuff. But anyway, yeah. So, I just think the tone was all like they tried to make jokes. Then they tried to get serious with the villain, talking about how she was a stewardess, and like, it had a good message, but it didn't fit in this episode. I don't know. It was just too much all over the place for me, to be honest with you. So let's focus though on the ending. So the episode's titled "Don't Run." Cool. I've heard that many times, but I don't understand why Barry got captured. Cause I'm sitting here and, shows can be a little predictable, whatever. But I'm sitting here as this thing is unfolding and I'm like, okay, clearly he framed him for the murder. I'm like, but it don't matter cause Barry can just run face through the thing and be back at Joe's house, have an alibi, and it's done. But he decides to stay there. I can't for the life of me understand why. Like, I am excited for like the courtroom procedural type thing. I like the thing, the question that was posed in the preview of the next episode. Barry revealing himself as the Flash and all that. But the way we get to it makes no sense to me. There's nothing you can explain to me how it makes sense that he stays instead of leaving. I just don't. Now, let's back up. DeVoe turns this guy into himself. This is where I'm confused at. So when exactly does this happen? Because we see, Dominic is his name, the new metahuman with mind powers. He gets, rescued by the Vibe and, Ralph, whatever his name, Plastic, I don't even, whatever. they get rescued by him. And then after that, Barry escapes DeVoe and then they go on a fight in which the chair catches on fire and crashes into the water. So at what point did this happen? Did this happen after DeVoe crashed? So that means his chair is perfectly fine, no damage, and he's perfectly fine after crashing into the water with a deteriorating body that he can't even move around in, yet he can survive that type of crash. And if this was before the fight with the Flash, does that mean his brain was in two places at once? None of this makes sense to me. And then the number one thing, you just rescued this metahuman from your former boss, who is clearly evil, and she clearly still lives in Central City. She clearly still wants him and you. Why did y'all let him go by himself? The first thing I thought when he showed up, Dominic shows up to the house for Christmas, I'm like, he got a bottle of wine or whatever. I'm like, really? After all that, he just went shopping all normal, like nothing just happened. And to that point, Yeah, it would make sense that she would pop up on him and be able to just kidnap him easy. Why was nobody watching him? Why did nobody find out if he had family? Why didn't he get any protection? They just, like, you went through all that to save him for what? So, I don't know. It was it was interesting the way they ended it. I'm definitely down for them trying that, but there's too many questions. And then the episode as a whole, I just could not get into. Like, there's a few jokes, but for the most part, like, please stop Iris being the leader. I mean, I'm so glad Harrison pointed it out, but then it was stupid because when she made a decision, it was basically Wells that did it for her. So, like, she's not really a leader. So, I don't know. This episode was all over the place for me. So, but the ending, hyped it up a little bit. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. And I think we're set up for the second half of the season to be pretty good. The actor, I will say for Dominic, I really wasn't feeling him. I thought he had presence though. He's not Wally. He's not Jax. He actually has some presence about him. He seems confident, but I thought he was overacting with the sad scenes with Caitlyn. But then once he turns into DeVoe, it's like he's a new actor. I love the way he's playing DeVoe. So it's a bold choice. I can't see a well-known actor like they have for DeVoe leaving for the rest of the season. But it seems like this young guy is going to take over for at least a little bit. So, that's going to be, really exciting to see. So, anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know your thoughts about the episode. What do you think about the season so far? What's your theories as we have a little break before the second half of the season? Wait, one last thing I wanted to add. So Barry going to jail now actually kind of fulfills one of the things that was really bothering me for the longest time. And that's when he first went through the Speed Force in season 1. We saw all these glimpses of different things, but one of the things we saw was Barry in a jail suit at Iron Heights. And a lot of people was like, man, what's that? And, we end up seeing Supergirl. We kind of saw the Flash Museum. It was more of a Star Labs museum, but we seen all these other things, but we never saw Barry in jail. And I thought it was going to be an Earth 2 thing or something, but we just didn't see it. So now that is actually bringing a nice full circle around to season 1, where that was one of the visions he saw in the Speed Force. So, yeah, my bad. Just had to add that in. All right. Have you heard of his official canon?